To order. All right. First order of business, public announcements. The town office is now open to the public 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Services remain available online by phone, email, U.S. mail, or via Lawrence Library Dropbox. Per charter, the town of Fairfield will hold an annual town budget meeting public hearing on Wednesday, June 24th at 6:30 p.m. via Zoom and at the Fairfield Community Center. Residents are encouraged to submit questions prior to the public hearing so that the potential COVID-19 exposure is limited. MSAD number 49 annual school budget meeting will be held on Tuesday, June 16th, 2020 at 7 p.m. In the state of Maine, state referendum and Fairfield's annual town budget meeting referendum and MSAD 49 school budget validation reference electronics will be held at the Community Center on July 14th, 2020. Absentee ballots will be available June 15th and may be requested in advance via fairfield.com. Second order of business, public hearings. There are none. Third order of business, public comments, which would be limited to 3-minute equivalent to public speaking. Members of the public may email comments for council or at info@fairfieldme.com by 4 p.m. on day of meeting on any topic or agenda item. Items may be read aloud at this time. Are there any items? Okay, none. Reports from staff and committees, town managers report.
Good evening. So on May 28th, I attended the First Park Executive Board Zoom meeting. We're working on budget scenarios on what it would look like for municipalities to pay for the park after the bonds are all completed and what that reduction all looks like. On June 2nd, we had an economic and community development meeting, and I'm sure Stephanie will share with you what was going on at that meeting later. And on June 3rd, I did participate in a conference call regarding the $20,000 office makeover contest that I mentioned at your last meeting. It is in fact true. We will receive $20,000 worth of new equipment for the town office here. We believe we're going to be able to upgrade all of our existing Windows 7 machines that are outdated with brand new machines and docking stations because we're looking at laptops. We're planning ahead that should the shutdown come again, it will ease folks' ability to be able to work at home going forward so that they don't have to use their own equipment. So we're going to continue to keep working on that. There'll be a press release that'll be coming out. And we're working with Waterville IT so to make sure we have all the right equipment that we need. So that's great. On June 8th, this past Monday, we had another First Park Zoom meeting. We're interviewing potential real estate brokers. The park hasn't had a contracted real estate broker in a large number of years. And because of the way the market was at the time, it was an unnecessary expense. They had a pretty substantial retainer. So we're looking at possibly bringing one of those back on board. Also on June 8th, we received the official word from the Bureau of Labor. The police department has voted to go with the Fraternal Order of Police as their bargaining agent and are no longer a member of the Teamsters. So their contract was due to expire the end of this month anyway. So we'll be starting new contract negotiations with them just as soon as we hear word from FOP. June 9th, there was a KVCOG Zoom meeting. Their staff are back in their office. They're working on their budget for the next fiscal year, as well as some pretty large, substantial grants that they may be getting from the EDA to assist businesses after the COVID CARES money is all dried up. And same thing with SEDC. I met with them this morning. They are also working on a fund for Somerset County businesses they're partnering SEDC with Skowhegan's Main Street, the town of Skowhegan, for a smaller project that's just Skowhegan based, but then they're also partnering with the chamber and local area businesses to try to create a fund to help businesses once the CARES Act PPP financing is gone. So that'll be interesting. They're still working on that piece. We did have a large conversation about tourism impact in Somerset County. Sometimes here in Fairfield, we don't realize how much tourism there actually is in Somerset County. The biggest hit, something I hadn't even really thought about, was the whitewater rafting industry. They receive a lot of their business from out-of-staters, and it's going to be a pretty big hit to them going forward this year. For projects, one, I wanted to remind everybody that spring cleanup actually starts next Monday. Please make sure all of your items are outside by the road at 6 a.m. Please remember that you're limited to 10 items each. Details are on our website. The town office continues to be open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We continue to have the library staff monitor our traffic flow, which has been working out wonderfully. In fact, today they were lined up down the side of the building and around the corner. And they still continue to work, the libraries continue to work on their reopening plans. Excise tax collection has pretty much caught up. As of this morning, we were $15,000 away from collecting what we said we would collect for the entire year. Wow. Which is really good. We collected over $70,000 in the last 2 weeks. So we definitely have caught that up, and we're going to hit our projections perfectly. So there's no more worries about that. Garvin Donegan and I from Central Maine Growth Council drafted a letter supporting a potential new business in Industrial Drive. Believe it or not, people are still looking at expanding businesses and relocating to the area. Council received an email this week regarding the Regional Diversity Committee that the Chamber, various different organizations, colleges, Gary Bowman from the town of Oakland is part of, looking for membership from the municipality. I've actually heard from 2 counselors as to John and Stephanie both have said they would like to be a member of that committee. Do the 2 of you want to duke that out and let me know, or, right? Can't hear you, Stephanie.
Okay.
You're
they,
muted.
Yeah, they meet at 8 o'clock in the morning. And if they meet during the school year, will that affect what you're doing, John, with the school district?
Oh, I don't know, because who the hell knows what I'm going to be doing with the school district.
I know they're looking to meet soon and get that meeting together. And I don't think this project is going to take very long. This actually stemmed from a growth council meeting that we had where we were looking at a community-wide, region-wide diversity statement. T-Mobile has mentioned it. Jim Dinkle from First Park came across it in a couple of different places doing some research out in Chicago. And the town of Oakland had already been doing some diversity work with training and various different pieces. So we thought it was a good thing that hopefully they're going to craft one document in which they can send out to the region, and it'll be easy.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, I'm good all summer. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So John can do it. And if you can't make it, let me know and I'll be John.
Bingo. That would be
And you
wonderful.
can be the alternate?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And I will let them know. And then also we have received some updates on 142 Oakland Road. You received an email today regarding the fact that the Grange statement about providing the asbestos report that they procured from our property, and that they're not willing to share it unless the town is willing to actually sell the property to them for $1. I also have some updated information from the town's attorney. I did not put this on as a workshop item for you for this evening because I didn't have any of this information last night when we put the agenda together. But if you'd like, we can add this as a workshop item later on in the meeting, and we can get into more discussion about it then.
Yeah, you can add it on, I think.
Okay, then we'll do that. And that is it for my report. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any committee reports? Coach Stephanie.
All right. The Economic Committee met last Tuesday, a week ago Tuesday. We didn't have a quorum, but we did talk about several things. First of all was the issues related to the COVID-19 pandemic. And it was brought up that there are more fraudulent claims. So just so that everybody knows, make sure that when you go to a restaurant, you might get, leave there and say that the restaurant had evidence of somebody getting sick. Chances are it happens real quickly, like within 30 minutes after you leave the restaurant, and it's fraud. So just be aware that that's going on. Funding opportunities are beginning to slow down for business relief. So, but there might be a second round coming up, so businesses will still have a chance. We did talk about the playground project on Mill Island, and there are some things that we need to do is make sure that the river view is cleaned up, and we want to do more with sitting. It's really a nice area down at Mill Island Park, but we really do need to go and get everything geared up. So we're going to work in phases, and as a committee, we'll talk about what those phases are, and eventually do some public outreach and get a committee together and to create everything. So it's coming along. And the facade markets, Sunset's been in touch with the town manager. Tanya's Tips and Trims, which used to be out here on Pung Hill, has moved to the old Butcher's Choice or Cacciatore building.
That's
and
right.
It looks real nice inside. My friend went and she was very pleased. So they're going to be working with the town manager concerning some marketing and facade investments. So with the program. So anyways, we'll meet again next time, and that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other committee meetings?
I got something, John.
Yes, Mike.
I received the email the other day from the legislation policy.
Oh, Peter,
committee.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, received the email the other day from the legislation policy committee.
Yeah.
Their elections are usually end of June. Now they're going to be in August. I don't know if the town manager received this report too. This email.
You're on mute, Michelle.
I might have, I don't recall it, but I probably did. I get lots of emails from MMA.
Yeah, I understand that. All right. That's it for me.
Okay. Michael, you're on mute. Michael's on mute. You want to say something, but you got to come off mute.
Yeah, I had a preliminary meeting with the Crawford committee, and are going to be submitting their budget. I will forward that on to Michelle to disseminate to the rest of the council. I'm not sure at this point if they're going to be having a full committee meeting at this point, but I will check on that. But I will get their preliminary budget to you, Michelle, so that you can disseminate it out.
Perfect.
Okay, and I have one more thing, John.
Yes.
The Somerset County Budget Committee met this evening at 5:30, and it was for the public hearing, and the budget was passed, and I think it was a 2.35 percent increase. So our tax share is going to be going up a little bit. So, but it did pass.
Okay. All right. Anything else from anybody? No other committee meetings. All right. Then moving on to our fifth order of business is consent agenda. Now, these items are considered routine or standard business and therefore will be enacted by one motion unless a council member requests that the item be removed and acted as a regular action item on the agenda. Right, the first item that we will talk about is 20-68, ordered that the Fairfield Town Council hereby waive the reading of and accepts the minutes for meeting number 2020-11 held on May 27th, 2020. Item 2069, which be ordered that the Town Council hereby approve the treasurer's warrant.
So moved.
Second.
All right, so we have a move and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Say aye. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, I'm sorry. You vote, you call the vote. You call the vote, Christine, sorry.
John Pechotti,
Aye.
Michael Taylor.
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence,
Yes.
Stephanie Thibodeau.
Yes.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Unanimous. Thank you. Okay, I'm moving to the sixth order of business, which is to take action on the following items of business. Item 20-70, ordered that the town council hereby accepts the resignation of MSAD 49 board member Judy Reeves and sets a deadline of June 17th, 2020 for individuals interested in applying for appointment to submit letter of interest and resume.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Why is only 7 days asking someone to apply for a position? And why can't this be on to have the public, have the name come up, then go vote for it, rather than saying, okay, be applied and submitted and saying you had that seat? Why can't it go to an election?
I believe it's a charter thing. Let us know, Michelle.
So both great questions. The 7 days was done, and we even discussed it when we were creating the agenda. And that was simply so to make sure that we had the documentation back here so that you had the information in your packet next Thursday before your next council meeting. We can easily push this appointment out to your next meeting afterwards if you would like, and not do it at your next meeting. So to give a longer time frame. Secondly, the reason why it's not up for election is because of the fact that the way the charter is written, the town council has to appoint for the term up until the next election. We can't leave the seat sitting vacant. When you receive word from the school board that there's a vacancy, you appoint the position until your next election, which will be in November. So this term only will go, the person that you appoint will only go till November. They will have to take out nomination papers and run in the November election.
That cover you, Peter?
All set.
Okay.
John Pechotti,
Yes.
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence,
Yes.
Stephanie Thibodeau.
Yes.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Okay. The next on we go to is item 2071, which is ordered that the town council hereby consider an appointment to the Kennebec Sanitary Treatment District Trustee Board for a 3-year term to expire on June 30th, 2023.
Current member is Mr. Hodgson, who is here this evening, whose term is up.
Good evening, John. And
Good evening.
I would serve if appointed.
Okay.
I'm presently the chairman of the board. Term will be up in a few months, but I would be willing to serve. And if the circumstances come up that I need to move on or resign, I would help recruit a good member to serve in my stead for this term if necessary. But it's been a good experience, and I think I have a lot to offer the board, and we've come a long way. Working with Bruce has been just amazing to help the town of Fairfield get its things squared away, the wastewater. So
Excellent.
we'd be happy to serve.
Okay. I guess would entertain a motion to reappoint Al Hodgson to that position.
I'll make the motion to reappoint Al Hodgson to the Kennebec Sanitary Treatment District Trustee Board for a 3-year term.
Second.
I'd second that motion.
Any more discussion? Christine?
John Pachati,
Yes.
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence,
Yes.
Stephanie Thibodeau.
Yes,
It's unanimous.
thank you, Al.
No, you're welcome.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, John, I just gotta make a statement.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is your Zoom process is working very well. I have days when I have 3 Zoom meetings in a single day, and I think
Yeah.
you're doing a very good job at getting this out to people. And yes, they need the equipment to make it work, but you're making it work. And
Yeah, well, we have to thank Ed Smith for that. He's the one that set this thing up and got it going and moved it in a forward direction.
Good. Well, thank you very much.
All
You're
right.
welcome. Thanks.
Thank
Good
you,
luck,
Al.
Al.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to item 2072. Ordered that the town council hereby confirms the town manager's appointment of Jericho Champagne as reserve police officer for the remainder of a 1-year term set to expire on the date of 2021. Town council annual organizational meeting.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Ralph,
Okay. Discussion.
I'm very pleased to see Jericho there. I remember him in school. I didn't have him as a student, but I think very highly of his family. So I think he'll be a nice asset to the police department. I'm very pleased.
Very good. Any more? Call for vote, Christine.
John Pachati,
Yes.
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence,
Yes.
Stephanie Thibodeau.
Yes,
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Moving on to item 20-73. Ordered that the town council hereby appoints 1 municipal officer and the town manager as representative KV cog.
so moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Currently, that position, I believe, is Courtney's
Okay.
as a counselor. So if Courtney wants to be reappointed or if somebody else would like to do that, we would just need to know which municipal officer it's going to be.
Courtney, you're muted. You're
I
muted.
I fixed it. I would be willing to be appointed again unless there was someone else who would like to serve as the alternate for that.
There being none, we can put Courtney in there. Do we have to change the,
You should probably do a little friendly amendment, so to make sure that it's Courtney Chandler and the town manager.
Yep.
I'll make the amendment to the motion that the town council is represented at KV cog by the town manager and Courtney Chandler.
Second.
Okay. Any more discussion? Christine?
John Pachati,
Yes.
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Abstain?
perfect. Peter Lawrence,
Yes.
Stephanie Thibodeau.
Yes,
It is 4-0-1, 1 abstention. Chandler.
Okay. All right, moving on to item 2074. Ordered that the town council signs quitclaim deed for property located at 32 Bunker Avenue, correct the 8-3-2012 sewer lien discharge listing incorrect book and page.
So moved.
Second.
Second,
Discussion? Christine?
Tom Pechotti,
Yes.
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence,
yes,
Stephanie Thibodeau.
yes,
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Okay. Moving to item 20-75. This was actually from our last meeting. Order that the town council signs a quitclaim deed for Deborah Goldsmith for property located at 75 Green Road, map 009, lot 041-001.
so moved,
Second.
Discussion? There being none? Christine?
Tom Pechotti,
Yes.
Michael Taylor. That looks like a yes.
Yes, yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence,
yes,
and Stephanie Thibodeau.
yes,
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 20-76. Ordered that the town council hereby accepts David Danforth's purchase offer of $3,000 for a portion of the Water Street land map 18, lot 75.
so moved.
Second.
Discussion?
is that the property next to the community center?
Yes. If you remember, the last time this was before you, we had requested that the map be done differently and be squared off in the back and not at an angle. So you would have received, we didn't receive the land survey and the map until, excuse me, this afternoon. But that was emailed out to you with the corrected agenda with the warrant updates. And that has been done. Actually, if you give me just 1 second, I Can you see that? No, wait a minute. I'm going to share my screen with you. So hopefully you can see it. Maybe not. Well, I tried. For some reason, I can't see it. Just so that you could see the map. But
Christine's got it up.
Christine, well, yeah, she's holding it up.
Yeah, I've got a copy that Christine sent out
Yes.
by email.
So it's all squared off in the back, just exactly the way we wanted it to be. So I think he's fine. He's done everything. We have the complete description. So we have all of that. We're able to put the deed together for the quit claim once we receive payment. So if council is fine with going forward with this, then we would be all set. He would pay us, and then at your next meeting, we'll do the quit claim, and this would all get recorded.
Okay. Any other discussion? Christine?
Tom Pechotti,
Yes.
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence,
Yes,
Stephanie Thibodeau.
Yes,
It's unanimous.
All right. Item 20-77. Ordered that the town council hereby signs, MSAD 49 district budget referendum election warrant.
So moved.
second,
Discussion. Christine?
Tom Pechotti,
Yes.
Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Courtney Chandler,
Yes.
Peter Lawrence,
yes,
Stephanie Thibodeau.
yes,
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Okay. So seventh order of business is town council workshop and other businesses, which is discuss other council business. I would actually like, I think, probably start to go to Michelle And because I know you've got some stuff on the Grange there that we need to discuss.
Right. Okay. So we received an email just before the meeting from Peter from it's called the Victor Grange Community Mini Park Project. I haven't had a chance to review that. That just came in, but I know that went out to all the rest of the council. As we had discussed at your meeting a while ago, I had started working with the town attorney on all of this. I sent him the information. He came back with a couple of questions. Some of them I was able to answer and some of them I was not. One of the things he said, because I had asked various different things, had explained to him about how the Grange had someone go into the property and do the asbestos report, but we didn't have it. What about the cost of a survey because of the center fire station, remember, has its sewer holding tank that's actually on that property. Explained about how we had actually received the property through a bank foreclosure and all of those different pieces. So one, the lawyer did say that we would need to see this asbestos report. It needs to be done from someone professionally qualified to make that determination. I did double check on the gentleman that we were told, I forget his name, Craig Wilson from Icon Environmental Consultants. He actually is listed under the state's website as being a certified asbestos consultant. But of course, and then I'd asked him about basically there was going to be like a clawback feature that if it wasn't done into a parking lot in a certain amount of time, that the property would revert back to the town. One of the things that the lawyer suggested that might actually be better than doing that was just simply to have the Grange give us basically a financial capacity statement, meaning what they're, and maybe that's what they're trying to do in this mini park project, I'm not sure. But basically show proof that they financially have the capacity to tear down the building, do the disposal, and put it into the parking lot. And then so because you know that, then you would know that the project would happen, as opposed to saying, if you don't do it, we're going to take it back. And then the biggest question that I had, the attorney had, that I could not answer, and is completely a council discussion, is whether or not you actually want to own the land that septic tank is in, or you could simply do an easement. But the question did come up that, you know, if the tank fails, there would need to be provisions in order to have it replaced. So basically, once he got that information, he was going to be better equipped basically to address the matter and the anticipated costs. So then the other email that you received, which was from Roger Shorty, stating the fact that the Grange had discussed it and voted last night, that if the town was willing to sell the property to the Grange for $1, then the town would be able to get this report. And that if we weren't going to sell it to them, they weren't going to give us the report. So then I followed up with DEP about the fact that this report exists and that we don't know what it says. And basically they said, well, if we don't know what's in it, then we're not necessarily liable if they tear it down and there's asbestos in there. However, when I said that to the attorney, he said that DEP is generally correct. However, our situation is a little different. We know the report exists, and therefore the council should see it. Either way,